certain areas, and we think that in the next 30 to 100 days, we will see better performance.
The Energy Ministry also declared that UEDCL incurred losses of 193 billion shillings in the last financial year of 2024-2025, which is attributed to the unfavorable regime.
The assets that they inherited, okay, some of them were still in the hands of Umeme because asset transfer was systematic, okay. So you may call it loss, but it's justifiable loss. It is justifiable loss for the reasons that have been given.
The sector intends to leverage recommendations from the Auditor General's report to strategize a resource allocation aimed at improving electricity coverage and reliability.
We want to work together and see how we enhance procurement, for example, so that we can do direct procurement, so that we have the equipment and do away with the redundancy. There are staff who are there who are not because of lack of material.
However, the ministry has not clarified the specific grounds that prompted the investigations against the UEDCL top management just 13 months after taking over operation from Umeme Limited. Patricia Lukoma and Rogers Komagum.
Reflected on the 40 years of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's leadership in relation to the transformation of education as a sector. The presented data highlights the significance of universal primary education, UPE, and other sectoral reforms, including competence-based learning and the
NRM administration over the last 4 decades.
The population of 1985 was served by no more than 7,600 education institutions of learning.
In 1986, to over 79,000 schools and institutions. In 1986, to over 79,000 schools and institutions across the country, a move officials say has greatly improved accessibility.
Economic transformation of Uganda, in spite of the imperfections that still linger in this program.
Government also cited the introduction of universal
in 1986, when
for girls, education loan schemes have significantly improved on inclusion.
To date, more than 16,000 Ugandans have benefited through the Students' Loan Scheme, of which a third of these are female. We would like also to encourage
other investments include in technical and vocational education training, TVET, special needs education, sports infrastructure, and digital
trainees in the 80s to 103,000.
The ministry says these interventions by government under the stewardship of President Yoweri Museveni continue to position the education sector as a key driver of Uganda's socio-economic transformation. Patricia Lukoma and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
And in the area of e-services, a State Minister for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga Baluku, has opened a residential workshop on e-services for government officials aimed at equipping officers with integrated digital technologies to improve service delivery across public institutions.
Maybe a short.
Now we are trying to see how we can integrate our systems. If I have a national ID, NIRA issued me a national ID. Now the current national ID we have a chip all day information. So if I went to hospital, it's a matter of presenting my national ID, put it in, just gives all the personal details about me. But we are also now looking at the addressing system. One of the biggest problems this country has is resort, and then I didn't need to ask for any direction from any border person. Go future. But if I ask for Kahwa as a residence, that one I can never.
Well, children diagnosed with cancer face more than just physical pain of illness. Many battle fear, anxiety, and emotional distress, which is brought on by repeated medical
cancer wards. The burden carried by young patients goes beyond what meets.
And this is exactly what the Global Hope is aiming at achieving each and every day in the lives of children with cancer.
Health experts warn that the psychological challenges associated with child. A newly established play area at the hospital is now offering children a safe space to express their sense of normalcy, something often lost in the course of battling cancer.
But play therapy is one of the things that even those who are not suffering from cancer need.
Caregivers and medical staff say the impact is already visible.
Thank you.
Children who once appeared withdrawn are beginning to open up, showing signs. A delegation from the Lions Club International Foundation notes that while medical treatment remains critical, this approach highlights that
a joint collaboration of looking after what we have created. And then, on behalf of the foundation, is my special prayer and request to each and every one.
Dr. Rosemary Byanyima says, at Mulago, healing is no longer just in the face of illness.
I think the aim was to train people to treat patients. Then you realize that treating them alone with medicines is not enough. And I think we've come a long way to having a small area to realizing that there's need for a bigger dedicated space, and later on transforming the walls to have nice colors.
Idris Lukwago, reporting for UBC News.
Now, the Special Presidential Assistant on Anti-Corruption, Rebecca Twine, has embarked on a fact-finding mission into allegations of land grabbing involving land occupied by Chamula Church in Makindye. The dispute, which has lasted for more than 6 years, has reportedly been marked by violence, arrests, intimidation, and gross insecurity among church members. Let's hear more.
The delegation led by Special President Katwini visited the contested land to verify claims made by church leaders and residents regarding ownership and occupation of the property. According to the church leadership, the land has been occupied by the church community for more than 30 years after it was reportedly donated by the late Katongole. Residents and family members of the deceased reported are meant to be part of the family estate. Investigators also established that the land dispute intensified around 2017 when individuals allegedly emerged claiming they had purchased part of the property from one of the deceased's daughters.
Leadership of the church petitioned regarding this matter. So we came to find out. We have the documents, but while conducting inquiries into land grabbing, you must visit the place, what they call locus and co-visit, to establish whether the land is in existence, the structures that are being talked about in existence.
The team further raised concern linked to land wrangles, saying church members have reportedly been beaten, arrested, and subjected to what they termed as trumped-up charges. The investigators also accused alleged land grabbers of using threats and influence to frustrate victims seeking justice.
Emphasize that there is need for them to protect the occupants of this land or the church and prevail over the land grabbers who are coming with a lot of violence. They are in a lot of land grabbing, where we see the victims of land grabbing are instead tortured and harassed and charges trumped up against them and arrested to pave a way for the land grabbers, which is very unfortunate. And then the unfortunate thing is that they will claim to have powers from above. They will include other offices and defame other offices. And we are saying this must stop.
The investigators noted that the disputed land is located in a prime area near the main road. From further intimidations, they expressed confidence that local leadership and lawful processes would help resolve the matter and protect the church community from further intimidations. And
I have confidence that the leadership of this place of Makindye will prevail over the land grabbers that are terrorizing that someone else would covet it and would want to take it through illegal means. But that is not the law that runs or rules in Uganda.
Stephen Mayanja, The chairperson board of directors of Chamla Church said the church leadership has regained the hope of recovering its land from the alleged grabbers.
We would like to thank the government of Uganda, even with the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for sending Madam Rebecca Atwine to come to this place to see how we are suffering.
The DPS of Katwe Police Station and the Assistant RDS of Machindi also weighed in on the matter, pledging to ensure peace and support lawful investigations into the disputed property.
Land, it is police's first priority okusoka okuba protecting kubanga mwabali kuki ali kuburamu.
Tuna zino binali nga ndaba mu records zaffe nga ofisi ya RCC era tezatandikira ku regimu yaffe.
Rebecca Natongo, Mikey Bakabulindi.
At 39 minutes past 8 o'clock, we're going to take a short break, but we will return with more news.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312 206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
In 1986, a new chapter began. A fundamental change was etched into the heart of our nation. Uganda has since then witnessed a socio-economic transformation under the leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Through peace and security of persons and property, economic growth, infrastructure expansion, health improvements, education, regional integration, industrialization, digital transformation, youth and women empowerment, wealth creation, among others. A nation once in recovery is now a beacon of regional stability. The people have spoken, and the NRM government has been given another term in office. The Board of Directors, Management and staff of the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation proudly congratulate His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa upon his restrictions. Witness history as it happens as we broadcast the swearing-in ceremony on Tuesday, the 12th of May 2026, live at the Kololo Independence Grounds, here on UBC TV, our radio stations, and all our digital platforms. Ugandans, let's protect our gains. Long live NRM, long live Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Ulodinga like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omulirungu, enendungu ya kusabula. Mikono juu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
Welcome back. Time for business. The Uganda Cargo Consolidators Association has signed a cooperation agreement with Liberty General Insurance aimed at helping traders to reduce cargo-related costs through marine insurance solutions.
An engagement held in Kampala brought together members of the Uganda Cargo Consolidators Association, importers and other key players in Uganda's trade ecosystem to discuss the financial impact of delayed or absent.
Gulf, you see what is happening in almost every time we have elections in Kenya, you see how we get challenges. And normally we have nowhere to face. So we fall back to our sides, which does not give us any hope. Most companies have closed. Then design a product for us that is convenient.
Uninsured cargo exposes traders, agents, and a broader economy.
According to Liberty General Insurance, the partnership seeks to create awareness about the importance of marine insurance and how it can help traders cut costs 5% surcharge because insurance arrangements are made late.
What we're also looking at is we're trying to bring convenience to the Uganda Cargo Consolidators in the way they do their business, trying to make them understand what and how we can bring our products to them and how we can make it convenient for them to buy insurance at their desks. Also show them how to claim in the event that the unfortunate thing happens.
Peter Makanu explained 0.4% of cargo value, presenting traders with a more affordable and proactive.
Is an important supply chain in what we do. Anything you see on our share and support that supply chain, then it's important for our economy so that we continue growing the economy.
Stakeholders in the logistics and trade sector, particularly disruptions linked to tensions in the Middle East and intermittent closure threats around the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's key shipping routes. Dennis Igoa for UBC.
Busitema University in Busia district has unveiled a new center of excellence that is aimed at modernizing solar education by the International Solar Alliance, whose director is General Ashish Khanna. Let's hear more from Dennis Sigor.
Over the last 2 days, officials from the international movement toured two key project sites. The first stop was in Luero district, where the delegation interacted with farmers currently using solar-powered irrigation pumps and assessed the performance of selected solar water pumping installations through field engagements.
We had at least 5 farmers coming up and saying, I could never imagine that I could be doing my agriculture through year-long irrigation. They are saying that they are willing to mobilize other farmers in the region. So sitting in Kampala or Delhi or somewhere else, we can make policies, but that will only work if we can have farmers own this up.
We all know that many countries are suffering with degradation of the environment. And with this, we are able to protect our environment. And it's a sure way of increasing production of our land, also health. Because diesel, you know, the consequences on life. So we are able to have an environmentally protected energy source.
The mission also enabled peer learning among delegations, Senegal, Ghana, Rwanda, the Gambia and Zimbabwe, all of whom are participating in the ISA Solar Water Pumping Initiative.
The Ministry of Energy is very happy to have this partnership. We are going to continue doing more and more work. We request for more like Oliver Twist. If we can have more projects like this.
All stakeholder consultations on the draft findings for shaping continent-wide solar priorities. From Luero, the delegation proceeded to Busitema University in Busia District Solar Technology Application Resource Center, STASI.
We will work together with the university and government of Uganda in creating a business plan so that the future young researchers can all have a bright future and Uganda can have a lot of solar, especially on solar pumps.
The STAR Center is not standing alone. It is directly anchored on the 4 megawatts.
This week on UBC.
Interestingly, the statistics show that hundreds of millions of people suffer from food-related illnesses. And of that, annually, that is globally, we have over 430,000 people dying from food-borne illnesses.
And you could be asking yourself, what about food don't I know?
Food safety is the assurance that the food that we consume will not cause harm to the consumers.
Because if you're taking in food of substandard quality, you are causing more problems. You're eating up on your finances.
The Doc Talk Show.
And into the world of sports, the 2026 Silver Fin Pentathlon will return this weekend at Kampala International School of Uganda, as we hear more in this report.
The Silverfin Pentathlon returns this weekend for its 6th edition. The premier swimming meet provides a competitive platform for swimmers across various age groups to compete in short distance racing.
So the pentathlon is very critical in that we want to see swimmers who are advancing across all strokes, and this competition gives them that benchmark to monitor themselves and to be equipped with goal-setting skills.
Designed to encourage holistic swimming development while exposing athletes to high-level competitive environments.
This event contributes to their build-up to the nationals, the national events. There are extrinsic and intrinsic benefits, where let's say the awards, and then there are these inner goals of the swimmers.
But the innovation around the pentathlon is that many training athletes do not get time to assess themselves on how they are achieving balanced growth.
Meanwhile, in Algeria, at the ongoing Africa Swimming Championships, Gloria Muzito has so far attained 3 medals of all colors for Uganda. The gold was in the 100-meter freestyle, silver in the 50-meter butterfly, and bronze in the 200-meter freestyle, with the last 2 races national records with a 27.03 seconds and 2 minutes 3 seconds. Uganda has a representation of 12 athletes and the championship of this month. Mashomira Victor, UBC News.
We're proud of you. Well, the Finance Trust Bank Women's Super League Monthly Awards for April have recognized outstanding performances from both players and coaches. The She Corporate forward Jessica Namanda and head coach Belle C emerged as the biggest winners after guiding the team to an impressive run in the league that put them within touching distance of the trophy.
To grow. We're convinced that when women are given a boost in any sector they are, we also pledge that this support will continue for the foreseeable future, and we pray that the women's football will actually reach world-class standards. It won't be awards at Finance Trust Bank, but there will be awards at a global scale, and we are happy to support this cause.
Pleasure to me to be here. I feel happy to win this award for April. It shows that we are in a good way, and we hope to continue doing well. No, what I can say is a teamwork. We work together as a team, officials, players also, our bosses. We have a good team manager who support us in everything. So when we are in this situation, in a good way or a bad way, is a teamwork. We work together. Is not my philosophy or it's not a chance. No, it's the hard work and winning mentality. We push our guys to think far.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us into your space. That brings us to the end of the bulletin. But of course, we will meet again at 10 o'clock.